Okay, so let me see it on YouTube. View on YouTube. Um, okay, so let me see it on YouTube. Okay, I'll just spread the word once. WhatsApp. Join in, guys. So, hello everyone. I know it's exactly 6 o'clock as promised. So we'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes, and most probably at 5 minutes past 6 we will start our session. I'm just waiting 2 minutes for audience and folks to join in. Hello, hello guys. Hello everyone in the comments. Yes. So without any further ado, um yesterday we had the UX Jam session where Abhishek was with us and he was showing us making some awesome user interfaces. And today we'll have someone from second year CAC. His name is Faz Shah, and today he will be coding the very same interfaces that we saw yesterday. Now, a little bit about Faz. Faz uh, in when he was in first year, at that time only he was working as a full-time front-end developer for college shala. Right now, currently he's working as a back-end developer for J for Jugaad. So yes, he has got working experience both on the front end and currently is getting experience in the back end too. So he is kind of the full stack web developer guy. So without any further ado, let's add him up in the stream too. And Faz, unmute yourself.
So hi guys, thanks Fazil
Okay,
Bhaiya
Faz.
for that
You're
introduction.
welcome.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'll just go.
yes. So hi guys, to let me introduce myself a bit. First of all, am I audible? If I'm audible, please write yes in the comments. Hello. Okay. So yeah, I'm audible. So yeah, let me introduce myself. So as Fazal Bhaiya said, that I'm a full stack developer and I'm a CSC undergrad at HIT. So I've been working in the field of web development since like March, and I've already got internship experience in College Chala for 4 months, but I worked as a React front end developer, and I also work currently working as a backend developer at J4. Okay, so that's it for my introduction. So let's talk about today's agenda. What we are going to learn today. So today we are going to learn about how to create and deploy your first website. Okay, so the website which we are going to create today is the same one which was created by Abhishek yesterday in the session UX Jam. So this is the website. Okay, so let me share my screen first. So yeah, is my screen visible? Okay, so this is the website which we are going to make today. This is the same one which Abhishek Sen made yesterday. So this is the about me page. This is the lot page, and this is a contact me page. This is basically a portfolio website. This is a very nice cool design. So this is the one which we are going to learn how to make today. Okay. So first of all, I want to tell you that for whom is this session about? For means for whom this session is the best. So I mean say. This session is the best for those people who already have a few knowledge about HTML and CSS but haven't yet created their first website yet. Okay, so this is the perfect session for those. You have already learned about HTML, you have already learned about CSS, but you haven't yet created your first website. So this is the perfect session for you. But even if you don't know anything about HTML and CSS, I will still recommend you to watch this session, because I will try to explain each and every line of my code or of whatever I am going to write. So even if you don't understand completely, you'll still get a rough idea about what is going on. Okay, and if you're lucky, then you will also learn new things regarding this HTML and CSS from this session, and it might also act as an intro to HTML and CSS through this session. So without much delay, let's start our session. So first of all, we are going to download a tool for through which we are going to create our what we call this website. So I'm going to use VS Code for creating our website. You might use any other text editor of your own choice, such as Atom or Sublime Text. Okay, so okay, let me first see if there are any comments or not. Yeah. So first of all, if you want to download a VS Code, you just go to Google and search VS Code, and it will download it from this website. If you are in Mac, you will download for Mac. If you are in Windows, for Linux, for Linux. Okay, it's very easy, not much of a big deal. Okay, so since I already have a VS Code installed, so I don't need to do that. So first of all, let's create the website folder. Okay, let's create a new folder. I'm going to name it portfolio. Sorry, portfolio website. Now, after you have installed a VS Code in your system, and when you right click on the folder, then an option will come called Open with Code. Click on it. So it is getting. So yeah, now as you can see, we are inside the portfolio website folder. Here it's the name is written, and the folder is blank. There are no files inside the folder. If there would have been any file, it will have been listed here. Okay. So before starting our project, I would like you to install an extension. Okay. So this is the extension button. Now, now enter live server. So this is the extension which I want you to install. Okay, this live server by Retweet there. Since I've already installed, therefore it's not showing the install option. But when you go into it for the first time, it will show an install option. So install it. It's like just 2-3 MB. So what does this live server does is that it creates a live local server in your machine. Okay. Now what it exactly does is that it helps in what you call maintaining and the changes which you make in your website, and it automatically reloads those changes in your server. I mean, I'll show you exactly what it does, okay, after a few minutes. So let's go back to our file. So now let us create our first file. Okay, before that, yeah, so we are going to first make this page, the about me page. Okay, So this about me page. After that, we'll make the contact me page, and at last we'll make the blog page. So this is the page which we are first going to make the about me page. So let's create a new file. Let's name it index.html. And okay, there's a reason why I named it index.html, and it's very important. Okay, web browsers, no, whenever you want to make a landing page or the home page of your website, okay, always and always name it index.html. And this is true for anything which you are making, no matter whether you're making a website using React, Vue, Angular, or even without any React, Angular. Okay, always name it index.html, because that is how the web browsers get to know that this is the landing page of your website. Okay, so remember that the home page or the landing page of your website should always and always be named index.html. Okay, yeah. So the file has been made. So now let's now in VS Code there's a very nice feature known as emit. Okay, so it helps to make your coding very easy. I'll show you how. If you press exclamation mark and tab, okay, exclamation mark and I'm sorry, so exclamation mark and tab, then see a boilerplate will form. Okay, which will contain of the dot type HTML, what do you call the dot type HTML declaration, the header tag, the head tag, and the body tag. Okay, now let's save it first by pressing Control S. Now let's go to here. Here you to see that there is an option called Open with Live Server. Now let's click on it and see what happens. Now see, your website has opened up on a new tab. Okay, and it's a new server although. Okay, now I'll show you what is this live server is used for, why it's so useful. Now imagine I made a h1 tag here. Okay, hello. Now see, it automatically appeared in the website. Okay, so this is why live server is so useful. You will actually see the live changes which you are making in your code, and you will see what is happening. Okay, so this is why I what do you call prefer you to install the live server extension. Okay, now I'll talk a bit about the head tag and the body tag. Okay, so the head tag of the HTML file contains all the meta information about your web page. Okay, such as what, like this is a meta tag which tells what UTF coding you are using. This is a meta tag which tells about the device width and the scaling type. Okay, of your website. Okay, and this is a title. So let's change the title of the website to portfolio website. Save it. Now let's go back to our. Now see, the name of the website has been changed to portfolio website. Okay. So let me go back to the screen. Let's see if I do have any comments. So yeah, Shinjoy asked what is live server. So yeah, did you understand Shinjoy? I mean, live server is basically an extension which creates a live local server in your machine. Okay, so it helps you to see the changes which you are making in your web page. Okay, and it helps you to maintain it. For example, I've just typed hello. Now if I go and type hello world, okay, then I won't have to actually reload this page or click manually reload. It will automatically get reloaded. Okay, so it makes our job easier, to be honest. That's why. So we have made it a portfolio website. Okay, we change the title. So now let's remove this h. So till now, I think you understood what you have done or what is okay. Yeah. So I was talking about the head tag and body tag. So head tag contains all the meta information about the web page, while whatever you want to display on the this white screen, you must all display it in the body tag. Okay. If you want to display any paragraph, any heading, any link, all must be shown inside the body tag. Okay. So before we move on to the body tag, I want to show you something like we need to use some fonts right in our page. Like this is a font if you see. So the best site for what do you call installing font for me is Google Fonts. Okay, so go to Google Fonts. I'm choosing this font, Roboto. I am choosing this regular 400 because we of course we need the regular one. Why? What we will do with medium one? So after you go to regular ones, click on this select this type, then click on this embed and on this import. Okay. Now you'll get this something this import URL. Copy it. Okay. So after you copied it, now let's make a CSS file. We've already made our HTML file. Now let's make our CSS file. And I'm just going to make one CSS file which will contain the CSS of all the pages which you are going to make in this session. So let's make a CSS file and name it styles.css. Okay. Now let's paste it. Okay. This import URL. So what it does is that it will import the this font which we have just copied, the Roboto font, into our what do you call into our HTML file. Okay, that means we have installed imported in our CSS file, and through our CSS we will import it in our HTML file. So before starting the project, let us link the CSS file with the HTML file. Okay? So we'll do it using a link dot styles.css. Okay. So now our HTML file and the CSS file has been linked. Okay. So whatever change we so whatever style we do in the CSS file will be shown in the index during the HTML file. So now let us start by building the page. Then yeah. So first of all, we are going to make this navbar. Okay. So let's start it. Okay, before making moving to a navbar, I want to do some default styling in CSS file. Like, okay, so first of all, I want to show you something. Can you see that there is some default padding and margin over this hello world? I mean, it isn't directly sticking to the this corner. There is some default padding and default margin in this element. Okay, this is something is which is present there by default, but this is not preferable because this makes our measurement confusing. Okay, so we want to remove this default padding and default margin through all the elements which you are going to add in our in our web page. Okay, so therefore first of all we are going to add our styling star. Start means basically all the elements which you are going to add in our HTML file. Okay, so start uh, uh, padding 0. So we don't want any padding, 0 padding. Okay, margin 0, and there's a one more property called box sizing, border box. Okay, so what this box sizing is basically as it's saying that it specifies the behavior of the width and height properties basically it specifies how do we measure the width and height properties. Okay, so this by default the box sizing is kept as content box, but that is not preferable. Okay, we want something like the border box because it's makes the measurement and styling a lot easier. If you want to know more about what the box sizing exactly is, it will go here. There is a link called MDN reference. So here it will read about what the bot sizing is. Okay. So if you want, you can go here. It's basically Mozilla developer nodes. So you can go there. Okay. So yeah. So that was for our default styling. Okay. And yeah, for now keep it like that. So let's focus on our Navbar. Okay. So yeah. So this is our Navbar, as you could see. Okay, so first of all we are going to make this wait a minute. Yeah, so first of all we are going to make this snap bar, as you can see, and it's clickable. We could click it. So let's so see, after we have done padding 0, margin 0, the hello has been turned into a corner. Okay, and this is what we want. We don't want any default padding or margin in there. So let's move into our size. Okay, control S. So let's make our nav bar. Now in VS Code, there is one nice feature that we could have done something like this. Okay, not usually we do something like this. Nav, okay, nav ID equals to test class equals to test. Okay, we usually do something like this, but in VS Code, there's a very nice feature which makes this writing very easy. Okay, we will do something like nav hash is for id. Okay, test id and dot, which is for class. Okay, test class, and press enter. See, yeah, it automatically adds the id and the class. So it's a very nice feature of VS Code. So let's start our navbar. Nav 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 bar and an id, a class of deflex. So let me first tell you, this class deflex, it hasn't been created yet. Okay, so don't worry, we will create it a bit later. Okay, so and I'll talk about what it is. So for now, just yes, see that there is a class called deflex. Okay, now this nav, okay, theoretically the functioning of this nav tag, okay, is the same as the div tag. You know, if you have learned about the HTML and CSS, you know what a div tag is. So in functionality, the nav bar, the nav tag and the div tag have no difference. Okay, but in a it's a standard practice in industry to call nav bars as nav. Okay, to refer to sections as section, footers as footer. Okay, it's a standard industry practice, and this is something which we should always follow. Okay, and one more standard practice is which I forgot to do. Okay, and very important practice, and that is commenting. I mean, avoiding the internships, and believe me, commenting is too damn important. Okay, you mean sometimes you might also, I mean, like the commenting is like really very important. Okay, so don't forget to comment. So this is a navbar section. So let's create some links. Okay, I mean, as you can see that all of these are links. Links means if I click on this, I can go to one page. If I click on this, I can go to another page. So all of these are links. So we need 5 links as there are 5 buttons. So let's create uh, a into 5. This is one of the cool feature. So see, if just I create a into 5, I've got 5 links. Okay, so now href means the URL where you will go after clicking on the link. Okay, so I'm just by default I'm keeping it as hash. Hash means the same page. Okay, means if I click on it, then I will go into the same page only. So these links have been created. So let's see what these links are about. About me, resume, portfolio, blog, contact me. Now let's look into our page. Looking pretty ugly, huh? It's actually very ugly because first of all, the very first thing we don't want this underline in our under our what do you call it, these links. So first, let us remove that. We could remove that by let's say a text decoration none. Okay? See, the underlines have gone. Okay. So and this is a means for a means as I've said, a is the link tag. Okay, so for every link which you are going to add in this page, we don't want any underlinings below it. So we are just saying that test declaration none. It ensures that there won't be any underline beneath the link. Okay, so this is for it. Now let me add some classes to the links. Okay, class. So this I'm giving this links the class of navbtn and the inline block. I'll tell you what is dflex and the inline block. We have not made these classes yet, but when we are going to make, I'll show you why we are adding these classes. Okay. I think this now let's me just copy it. Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay. So we have done that. Now since we have made some classes, okay, but if we go into our page, we will see there has been no change at all. So let's now style it. Okay, so first of all, let's make a section called utility class. Now utility classes are those classes which are very common. Okay, I mean these classes can be used anywhere. These classes are not fixed to any particular element. These are like global classes which you are going to use in many places. It's basically an utility tool class. Okay, so the first class which we are going to use here is deflex. For the class which we have just created, deflex here. Okay, so we are going to first make that class, and the disflex will have only one property, display. Okay, now what is display flex? Okay, so in css a very nice property nice feature has been added, which is known as flexbox. So flexbox is a web layout system in css which helps you to what do you call it, which helps you to adjust two divs, okay, in the same line. Now if you have already learned about html and css, you will know that div elements are blocked elements, which means that in one row, basically in just one row, you should only have just one div. Okay, but what if we want two divs, three divs, four divs in one row? How can we manage that? How can we arrange divs in an horizontal way? we know we can automatically arrange divs in a vertical way. For what if we want divs to be arranged like this? See, these white bots and these white bots are arranged in a horizontal way. Okay, so how do we manage that? So the answer is we could do it by using something called flexbots. So if we do a make a property of display flex, okay, in the parent, this is the parent element, the navbar, and the a elements are the child elements. Okay, so if we apply the property of display flex in the parent element, the child elements inside the parent element, the immediate child, okay, the wording, remember the wording, the immediate child elements, okay, will be arranged in a horizontal way. So but uh okay, so Sringa said we cannot see the screen. uh, can you see it now? So can you see it I think I should increase the font size. uh, Settings, let me see, font size. So let me do it 22. Yeah. So let me see. So so is it now visible? Just comment. So it's very hazy. Okay, let me see. Uh, uh, Control plus plus. Okay, that means is it now visible? Is it now? Means it, can you see this? If yes, please do comment yes. I mean, could you see the code now? Is it visible? Okay, okay, now visible. Okay, so yeah, very well. Yeah, so so what does display? Yeah, we're talking about flex. So flex just aligns, helps you to align the divs in a horizontal way. Okay, so same for the inline block. Let me make one more class. So now, what is inline block? Okay, so if you have on studied what do you call about HTML CSS, you know that eight tags. Okay, the eight tags are usually inline elements. Inline elements are those elements which are like they could be added. They are all already added in one line. Okay, normally when elements like div, which are block level elements, they usually get added in a new row. But inline elements get added in the same line and continue to get added as long as there is some space in the row. Okay, but what inline block does is, okay, the display inline block, it will keep the elements as inline. Okay, but it will give you the property of adding height and weight in the those inline elements. Okay, I mean usually you can't add any height, weight, or padding or margin in an inline element. For example, if in an A tag, if I would have added a margin something like that, it wouldn't have authored. Okay, because inline tags don't behave like that. But if I do display inline block, it will have the property of both inline and block. So that's why I applied the property of inline block in all the 8 tags. Okay, now I've applied deflex so that every element is every child element, child aliens are arranged in a flexbox manner. So now I'm going to make the class navbtn. Okay, now this is interesting. So let me make Navbar. This is for the Navbar section. So let me design nav begin class. Okay. So first we'll do flex one. So what does flex one does is, oh sorry, I didn't say control S. See, flex one means every A element, okay, will be equally distributed. If they are means distributed in the ratio of 1:1:1:1:1, okay. If I have done flex equals to 2, then there would have been distributed in the ratio of 2:2:2:2:2, which will have is equal to 1:1. Okay, so flex is usually used for maintaining the ratio between the elements. Okay, now I want a default margin on all the elements as 0. The reason is because, as you could see, the these 8 elements don't have any margin between them. Okay, so that's why I won't keep any margin. Okay, then I'll add some padding, 1.2 rem top and bottom, and 0 left right. Okay, so when you do padding like this, okay, the this first number means the padding in the top and bottom element, and this second number means the padding in the left and right side. This means the padding in the top and bottom, and this means the padding in left right. So we want the padding at top and bottom 1.2 rem, and padding at left and right 0. Okay, but we want a padding left 1.5 rem. Okay, now CSS behaves like many other programming languages, such as, see, we have already mentioned padding left to be 0 rem. Okay, but if we again do padding left to 1.5 rem, just below it, so it will override that padding, okay, which we did in the above. Okay, so if you assign a new value to a variable in at the bottom, it will override the previous value which it had contained. Okay, so now we want the color. Color means the text color. I mean the color which the text has. So we want the color to be black. Which the code of the badge is 0. Now we want the background color. Okay, the background color we want it to be this color. Uh, F F F 9 F9, which is slightly off white. Okay, then we want the font size to be 1.5 rem, and the font weight to be bold. So now let's look at our page. So yeah, this is how it has been created. Oh, I forgot to do one thing, very important thing. Okay, like I should have done it at first. Let's although we have imported the URL, okay, yeah, the font, but we haven't applied the font in the CSS file yet. So let's apply it. Body, font family, Roboto, Sans. So now we will go. Yeah. So now the font has been Roboto. Okay. Then we add two more things. Line height. So line height is basically the difference in the padding between two lines. Okay. So I want it to be as 1.4, and let's do the background color as a slightly gray color. So let's see how the website looks. Yeah. So see, this the color of the background is almost similar to this. Okay. Now one thing we want to do is like uh, now design these things a bit more. Okay, navbar. So we have made the nav button. Now we want the nav button to be blue in color when we hover over it. So for that, what we are going to do, so navigate over background and color. Now see, if you hover over it, now the color will change. Okay? Now we also want an active class. I mean, we are currently at the what do you call the about me page. So let's add one more class called active. This active means that okay, I'm adding it only in this link. Okay, the about me link. What it'll do is that let me show you. See, it's by default blue. Okay, if we go to any other page, it will change color. But since we are in this page, it will show us that yeah, this page is the one where we are currently present. Okay, so I think this is almost made. This only we need to add one more and if you have attended yesterday noun project. But today I'm going to show you another source from where you can get your items, and that is this font awesome. Okay, so font awesome is free. You could just sign up here. After you sign up, you will get to the page like this. Okay, now you could if you scroll down, there will be an option called manage kit. Okay, there will already be a kit made for you by default. So go to this manage kit. This is the kit which is made for you by default. Copy this tag. Okay, the font awesome is a site where you could get nice icons for free. Okay, it's a very nice site, and you could. I mean, I usually use this for most of my projects. So just after you copied it, just paste it over here. Okay, control. No, wait. Let's paste it over. Control V. Okay. So yeah. So now we can use the font awesome icons in our what do you call project. Now this is known as a CDN. Okay, this what we have just tested. This is known as a CDN. So now let us search for some icons. Okay, so okay, one thing I must mention that the icons which you are going to use in our project, they aren't going to be the same icons which are here. Okay, they are going to be slightly different, but still let us use. Okay, this thing. I just showing you that you could use these things also. So let's use user search for it. Yeah, yeah. So we are going to use this icon. Okay, so for some reason it's uh, behaving very slow. Okay, so oh yeah, so it's loading. I don't know why earlier it used to load very fast, but since they have updated the website, it's the speed of the website has gone terribly slow. So yeah, we will going to we can use just this thing. Okay, I class equals to fa user, right? Okay, so I'll copy it. Now paste control V. Okay. Now I want to give one more class to it, and that is two more classes actually. The inline block and nav. So if I just go to a site for a minute second now, is to see that the icon has been here. Now let's get the style. Okay. So we have added a class called nav icon. So let me add the style it. Basically, I don't want any other style in nav icon except one, that I want the margin right. Okay, I want the margin right to be 0.8 rem. Rem is a what you call, it's a unit. Okay, it's a relative unit, which is, it's not an absolute unit like itself. So rem is a just like a relative unit. You could see the documentation for if you want to know more about it. So it basically changes with the string size. So now we have saved it. Now let's go to our website. See, so there has been a margin of 0.8. Okay. Now I know all the other what you call, the icons. Let's just copy paste it. Control C, uh, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control. Okay. Now just let's to I know all the icons. I've already watched it from before, so I'm just going to name the icons. Okay. I'm just going to change the name of the icons. Uh, yeah. So the first icon was FAS, FA. Okay. The second icon was X. You could search in the font awesome and look for all the different icons. Okay. So now one more thing is, if a ID dot. So now let's look at our site. Uh, yeah. So see, there have been different icons being made. Okay. So our navbar is complete. Okay. Now let's move on to our next section, which is this one, the header section, about me, edit. Okay. So navbar has been made and it's working fine. So now let's move on to our head section. So before moving, I want to see if there are any comments or not. Yeah, so no comments. Yeah, let's watch this too. Thanks, Ganesh. Uh, so yeah, header section. Okay, so first we are going to give it a section ID with header section. As I've said, this section also has the same functionality like div. It's just for naming. Okay, this is standard industry practice. In functionality, it is no different than the div tag, but in industry, we prefer to use naming different sections with the semantic tags such as section, nav, such as this. Okay. So this section will contain a class called container. I'm going to show you what this container class does. Okay, so this is a div, the class container. I'll show you what this container class does in a second. Now let me make one more div. Okay. Uh, H1. So let's look into the yeah, so it's looking like this. Okay, it's not looking very nice. but we have added the elements about me and edit just like this. Okay? Now I'll show you why I've used the container class. Okay, this is very important because yeah. So container is also like a utility class. Okay, it's not something which you are going to be it's something which you are going to be using many places in our web page. So let's make the container class. The container class is basically used for centering these elements in the mid. It's for giving the elements a fixed size. As you could see in the website, see this is somewhere, so it has a default padding, okay, between these elements. Okay, there is some default padding. Okay, so we want this default some padding between the, we don't want it to get exactly sticking to the wall. Okay, so that's why I'm making this container class, so that every element inside the container class, okay, will be in the center, is somewhat around center. Okay, not it won't be centered, it will be like the area will be in center. So first of all, I want to give it a max width of 1400 pixels. Then I want to give margin auto. Then I want a padding 0, 2 zero padding at top, 2 at the left and right. Okay, and overflow hidden. I don't want any elements to get overflow. So now we'll go into our website. See, it has been a center. Okay. So now we'll this L heading. Okay, this is also one more utility class. Now what this L heading does is I'm showing you. So basically, I want this heading class for all those texts which I want to have a font size of 3 rem. Okay, and 3 rem is large. See, so whenever I want a large heading, okay, anywhere, I'll apply this L heading, and this is under the utilities, okay, section, because this I'm going might be using this in many places. Okay, so L heading is going to be used anywhere where I want a large heading. Okay, so that's it. Now what we have more, yeah, head row, we have already applied the flex. That's why as you could see, these are in the same row. If I wouldn't have used the flex, then this edit would have been in below the about me, not beside about me. Okay, now let's design the let's design our nav. Okay. So yeah, header section. Okay. So first I want the head row class to have a padding top of 5 length. Okay. So now you will see that there has been some padding at the top. Okay. Now I want to design the button. I mean the button, by button I mean this one, the blue button. Okay, so I want to design it. So dot btn. So first I will do display inline block. So this will give me the feature of both inline and block element. I want the padding of 0 at the top and bottom and 1.2 rem the left and right. Okay. I want the background color to be uh, this is white. The text color to be white. Uh, font size. I want the font size to be 1.4 rem, and the border radius to be 1 pixel. Okay. So now let's look. See, the button has been made, but it has just too much top, right? So let's give it a header BTN. Okay. Let's okay, sorry. Yeah. So there I have added one more feature header BTN. Okay. This class. So the reason I've done your header BTN. Hello. Hello. Just 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Hello. Uh, yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, so the reason why I've used a header BTN is because I want all BTN to be designed like this, but I want this specific header BTN, okay, to be designed only like I want to do some default specific yeah, design only to this BTN, okay. That's why I've added one more class header BTN, and it will contain like a margin left, 1.2 rem, and margin top 0.3 rem. Okay, it's still not somewhat aligned, so oh so yeah, since this has been applied in p tags, so let's give all the p tags which we are going to use in our uh, css in our project. uh, Wait a minute, yeah, so let's give it a margin of 0.75 rem at the top and 0 at the left. So now let's see what happens. Yeah, so it has been perfectly aligned. So our header section is also complete. Okay, now let's move on to our next section, which is this one. Yeah, so which is this one, the two sections, the shorter detail section and the larger detail section. Okay, so let's move on to that. So this has been made. Now let's see this, I'm going to name it as the body section. I mean, this is the main body of our entire paragraph, so I'm going to name it body section. Okay, so section uh, id body section. So now I'm also I also am going to use the container class to center the elements because yeah. So now I'm also using this main body, sorry, field. Now I'm going to use two more classes for details section and flex. The reason I'm going to use flex is because as you could see that these are aligned horizontally, so I want to use flex. Let me see if there is some comments. Yeah. So so I want those aligned horizontally. That's why I'm going to use flex. Now we are going to make two sections. Okay, this section and this section. Okay, so for that this is a short detail section, this is a long detail section. So I'm going to name this as short details section. Short detail section and long detail section. So let's make the make it out. Now under the short details, I want to first give it a class, okay, of BG white, because the section was colored white, had a white background. Okay, so now go to our styles.css under the utility class. Let's make another class called BG white background. So if you go to the site, uh, Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, since there is no content inside it, that's why the divs are not showing. But we add the content. Okay, like h1. Hello. Yeah, see, it's a white in color. So the BG white has been added. Okay. So let me remove this. Now, now it will let me add heading. Okay, first an h2 tag with a class of S heading. We had a L heading. Now we are going to have a S heading for small heading. Okay, and I want it to be strong. Strong is basically bold. Okay, I want it to be bold. So, okay, so okay. So I think this is not okay. Yeah. Then yeah. Then I think let me see it first. Yeah, it looks like that. Not very nice, but now we're going to add an image. Okay, so I think in last session yesterday which I authored, so Abhishek must have already told you about a nice source called Unsplash from where you get the images. But I'll show you how to use the real images. Okay, from your own website. So I already have this image. Okay, here. Let me copy it. Okay. Now let me go inside the portfolio website, make a folder. Folder img paste. So yeah, so now it has been created. Now what we want is we want to add an im image tag. Sorry. So the src will be image content.jpg, and we want to give it a class of img file. So this has been made. Now we want to add a list because as we could see, we will have a list. Okay, this list. So we want those. Okay, why the img hasn't changed? I class mountains dot. Okay. Anyways, uh, we want an UL. Okay, with a class of details list. Okay, and we want li the list items. Okay, to have a class of detail list item. Okay. In each details list item, I want a h3 tag with a and a strong tagging in between name, and I also want a p tag. Okay, so I want this 5 times the entire li. Okay, so you should just copy this and press Alt plus Shift plus down. One, two, three, four, 4 times. Alt plus Shift plus down. If you do that, it will copy. It'll copy whatever you have made once. Okay. So if I save it now, sorry, if I save it now and go to the website, okay, to see that this has been copied. Now see, these lists have by default a circular dot. We don't want this dot. So let's go to our CSS. Okay. List declaration. No. Okay. So wait a minute. Why I haven't heard is Oh, sorry, it was not decoration, it's list type. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, so the dots are gone. Okay, now it's obviously not looking good. Okay, so now we need to obviously style it. So let's start styling the section. Okay, so let's go below and body section, short detail section. So first of all, I'll make in short details, flex, pick, okay? And margin, total, margin left, zero. Okay. Now let me build a long detail section. Flex, 5, margin, total. Now what we'll do is that, let's see, I've done flex 3 5 means the short details and the long detail section will be partitioned into a ratio of 3 is to 5. Okay, so now you can't see because the image is too much big, but after I what do you call decrease the width of the image, you will be able to see. So now let's style the other features. So short details, h2. Okay. Short details H2 means this one. Okay, that's professional details. I mean, this thing, the professional details. Okay, so standard CSS. Yeah. So first of all, I'll want it to be aligned to be centered. Okay. Then I want the padding at top to be 2 rem. Then I want the font weight to be bold. Okay. So yeah, the H2 has been centered, the top has been some padding, and it has been good. Now let's go to the image. Okay, we have given our image the class of image profile, img profile. Okay, so this is the class we did given to our image. So let's style our image. So we want the width to be 100%, margin top to 1.5 rem, and font weight to be 20%. So you see, it's been something like this. Yeah. So I okay. Let me see what's the problem. Is font weight 20, margin top. Oh, sorry, margin top, and it's not font weight. It should be border weight. Yes, my mistake. Now let's see. Yeah, see, it's as in fitted perfectly, just like the this thing. Okay, it has been fitted perfectly. Now we need to arrange this thing. Okay, like this. So let us see. I think our long first of all we have given the list, the UL, the idea class of details list. So want the details list to have a padding, okay, of 3 rem at top 2 rem at right, 1 rem at bottom, and 2 rem at left. Okay, top, right, bottom, left. This is the format of padding. Okay, and this is the only thing we want actually. uh, See, now it has some padding just like this thing. Okay, it has got some padding. And see, the left, the second section has also been created. See, just like here, the second section. Oh wait, yeah. So now we need to just style this thing. Now the details list item. I want it to have a display flex. The reason I want it to be display flex is because this is one element. I want it to be arranged horizontally. Name string. This should be here, horizontally. Okay. So display flex, font size 1.3 rem, uh, and no, no wait, a font size. Don't want font size. Okay, we want justified content. Yeah, justified content space around. So justified content means how will the child elements get justified? Okay, right justified, left justified. So space around means it will get justified like this. Okay? So this P is somewhat not aligned. Okay, we will fix it. Don't worry. Now we want the margin bottom. Okay, margin bottom to be 1.5 rem. So up till here, I think we have done. Let me, yeah, we just need to fix this alignment. Okay. Till then, let me see if there are any comments or not. Okay. No, I don't think there are comments. Yeah, thank you, Dipanjan, thank you, Fazal Bhaiya. Okay, for praising. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, let's move on to our next thing. Okay, so as we have seen that yeah, we just need to fix this thing. Okay, so let us fix it. Every details list item contained an h3 and a p. Okay, if you remember, see, this is details list item h3 and a p. Okay, so we are styling those two elements h3 and p. So for first h3, so for h3 I want to give a flex of 1. Okay, basically because I want to be aligned it into a ratio of 1:1, just like this. See, 1:1. So yeah. Uh, then I want to give it a font size of 1.3. Then same for details list item P. I want to give it a flex of 1, margin 0, and font size 1.3. Now let us see the. Okay, I think it's very much like this. Okay, it's just, yeah, the size of the font might matter, might differ, but I think almost everything else is same. But I'm not changing this text contents because you can change it very easily. I'm just showing you the what do you call the design. Okay, it will change the text very easily just by going here, like names 3. Then I do your age 26. Okay, so yeah, so those things it will do very easily. So I'm not doing those things. Okay, so now let's move on to this section has been done. Now let's move on to this section. Okay, so this section looks like this. About me, like, okay, just so let's move on to our laundry section. So, first of all, we need to make the content inside the laundry section. So, wait a minute. Yeah. So, first we are going to make a div with a class of top section heading. Then we are going to make a class h2 with s heading. Oh wait, one thing I just realized I haven't made the s heading class now. No, I haven't made. Yeah, I haven't made. So s heading. So let me see. Yeah, now it's fine. So yeah, let's look at the index s heading. So you will have about strong about me. Okay, now this div has been created. Now let's create another div. Let's So inside this div we will have another list. Okay, so I'm not going to write those. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, because we are going to use this same list. Okay, so Control C. This one item. So let me see. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice. We will design it. So let's go for the okay. So maybe again an h2. I mean, let me copy this. So let us. It's, I don't know why it's taking time to. Yeah. So so you see every element has been added. Now that it's a time for style. Okay. So let us style this. Wait a minute. Yeah. So first of all, we have added a class of lead. Okay. Or in a paragraph. So first, this is another utility class. So let's add the lead class. Okay. So the lead will have only one property, font size, one, one two rem. So then now we'll go to the large details section, long details section. Yeah, what I have named, large detail or long detail? Um, long details. Yeah. So long details section. So let me just style it. Yeah. So first the first thing we are going to style is long details dot top section heading. The top heading. Okay. The top heading. We want it to have a padding of 2 rem. Then we want it to padding bottom to 1.5 rem. Want it to have a border at the bottom of having width 2 pixel, solid and black in color. Okay. Now let's move on to our long detail list. Long detail list. I wanted to have just a flex of one. So I think this has been made. Yeah, see. So the above section has been made. Okay, so there is some not so nice padding over there. Let me just see why it's happening like this. Uh, long detail list. Okay. So I'll look into it. Don't worry. So now, yeah, let me see one thing. Justify content space around margin bottom display list. Okay. So display list title detail space font let's one font size 1.3 rem. Margin detail margin is 0 font rem. Everything's looking fine to be honest. So I don't know why it's happening like that. Oh sorry. Oh understood. Actually else details list. Yeah, now it's completely fine. Okay. Now let's move on to the bottom section. So long details, long details, bottom section again. So I wanted to have a padding of 3 rem, 2 rem, 1 rem, 2 rem. So basically 3 rem top, 2 rem right, 1 rem bottom, 2 rem in there. Okay. And I wanted a border bottom. Okay. So I wanted to have a border bottom of 2 pixel solid as yeah. Okay. Now let's move on to the next section. That is long, long portfolio para. Portfolio para. I just wanted to have a padding of 3 rem and 2 rem. Okay. So tada, our about me page has been made completely. Yeah, it's been like made completely. Now we have contact me page is almost similar. So let's make it first. Contact me page. So let's make a page. Contact dot html. Contact dot html. Now do control A, control C, control V. Okay. So our contact page, I need to do some things. I need to remove the active class from here. Okay. And add it here. Active. Okay. I also need to change the href. So when I press here, I want to go to the index dot. When I press about me, I want to go to index.html, and in index.html, I want to do the same thing. When I press on contact me, I want to go to a contact.html. Okay. Now let's see. Yeah. So there are some things I need to change. It's called let's go to contact. So let's remove this contact. Okay. This has been changed. Now let's go to bottom because there is one difference between about me and contact me page, and that is this thing. Wait, we don't want a paragraph. We want this a list. Okay. So I have to remove this. So let me remove. Okay. So instead of this, I'm going to use contact website list. Okay. Then I'm going to use ul li. Okay. Each li will contain a paragraph with a class of lead, and each paragraph will contain our fake website. Okay. https abc.com. And just copy paste it 3 times, 2 more times. Control V, Control V. Okay. So I think that's enough. Yeah, just need to add some padding here. Okay. So let's go there. Let's so contact page. Yeah. So wait a second. Uh, yeah. So I just need to add just one link, contact website list. Okay, I want to give the padding. As I said, I want to give a padding. So 3 rem top and bottom, and 2.5 rem left and right. So our contact me page has also been made. Now I think this is yeah, enough for our like this page. Let's just make a blog page also. I think we got some 10 minutes time, so let us make a blog page. I think I could make it in 10 minutes time. So blog page will contain only let us first see the design of the blog page. Okay. Uh, yeah. So dot page will contain blocks like this. Okay. So only the top part is, common between all the pages. So let me just copy paste the top part. All the way. So just copy everything. Control V and remove everything below remove this body section. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, I don't want the active class to be here. On the active class we have a blog page, and I want this to go to index.html. Nice. So now the blog page is very small, to be honest. It's only contain of one section. So section of blog section, okay, dot container dot blog dot gy dot deflex, okay, img, okay, class blog img, So I want to add a class of blog img, img and a blog content. Lord M80. If I do Lord M80, then you will create a random text of size 80 words. Okay, so it has been created. Okay, yeah. So just copy paste it one more time. Okay, Alt plus Shift plus down. Now see, the blog pages HTML has been created. Now we just need to. Oh, sorry, one thing I forgot to do. In the index HTML, the I want to do the yeah. So now we could go from index HTML to blog HTML. Okay, so oh, shit. Content also have to do. So so see, a blog HTML has been created, but it's just a very large images. So now we need to design it. Okay, and this design is going to be very small, not enough because as you can see, uh, it doesn't have much content there. So let me create the style for it. Okay, so first of all, we are going to style blog. Okay, so margin 2rem 0. Okay, border radius, border radius 5 pixel. Okay, so this has been done. Then dot blog image. So flex 1 with 200 pixel, adding 2rem on all sides. Now we want the block content. This is the last class which we are going to create. Okay, so our website is almost made. Okay, so let's 3 padding the 2rem, font size 1.4 rem, and font weight 2. So see, our website has been made completely. Okay, so about me, blog, and what I do. But this website is not responsive to see if I do it small thing, it's not very responsive. So the it should make it responsive if you use media queries. So that I'll leave it to you. Okay. So that you could learn about what the media queries are, and you could learn and you could what you know make this website responsive, as well as you could also make the resume page and a portfolio page. Now it's a time for deploying our website. We have made our website. Now it's a time for deploying it. So first of all, let's go to our GitHub. Okay, create a new repository. I'm going to name this repository DSC portfolio website. Okay, and I'm going to make it public, and I'm not going to make any repo file. So create repository. Yeah. So now copy paste it. I mean copy the what's the git URL. So now go to your portfolio website folder. Open git bash here. Now, first of all, we are going to do git init. Then, okay, first of all, let me see. Did I save? Yeah. So git add dot git commit minus m git git remote add origin. Paste the URL. Now git push origin mask. So it's been getting pushed. So here, so it's getting pushed. Just wait for a few seconds. Yeah. So the pushing has been done. So now let's go to our repository. Reload the page. So as you could see, the page, website has been pushed to our GitHub repository. Now let's close this. Now to deploy our website, it will use a very nice website called Netlify. Okay, so I've already logged in Netlify. You to just go and sign up. It's completely free, and after you sign up, you will get a feature like this. Okay, so you'll get a feature. Uh, Right. Yeah, like this. Since I've already made some websites, so you will won't get a screen like this. You won't get things like because I've already made this. So to deploy website, to first go to select this button, new site from Git. Go to GitHub. After you select GitHub, it will ask for your authorization. Okay, yeah, it will ask for your GitHub password and URL. So after you do that, it will list all your GitHub repositories. So select the repository which you have made. So we have selected this DSC portfolio website. Okay, we have made this one. So select this, select deploy site. It will take you just 5-10 seconds. See site deploy in progress. And voila, our website has been deployed. So if you go to this link, https Henry Hooper something like this, voila, our website has been deployed. Now anybody to access this website using the URL. So let's go to our contact me page. Let's go to our blog page. So I think everything is working fine. Okay, so finally you have created your first website and also deployed it. And we have deployed it using this Netlify. Okay, so for folks who haven't learned what do you call HTML and CSS yet, there is a very nice website from where you could learn HTML and CSS, and that is FreeCodeCamp. Okay, so FreeCodeCamp is a very nice place to learn everything related to web. See, it's written to get started. It's free. Okay, so here you have everything related to web, responsive web design certification, basic HTML, basic CSS, basic JavaScript. Okay, so everything you want to learn about web, you will learn it from here. So I'm giving the link of this site in the comment section. So finally we have made our first website, and I do hope that you have enjoyed this session. If yeah that's, one thing I want to mention before leaving, that the way I created the website is not the only way to create the website, and not also the best way to create the website. There are many ways and many styles from which web developers use. Everybody has their own style. You don't need to follow my style to have develop your own style, and that's completely okay. Okay, in fact I encourage you to have develop your own style to create websites. Okay, so I will love it if you could make it even in a more better way than we have made. So now I leave it to Fazal Bhaiya. So now the session has been
Uh,
ended, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So
wait, wait.
yeah,
Now, Faz,
yes,
could you also share the link of the GitHub repo and the
yeah,
deployed
yeah, yeah,
site link?
absolutely,
Both
yeah,
those links
absolutely,
also.
absolutely, absolutely. So this is the deployed website link. Okay, and I'm showing giving you the my GitHub link. Uh, Yeah. Thanks, Deepander. Thanks a lot. So yeah, this is the GitHub link. Okay. So this Henry Hooper, that's the deployment website, and that's the GitHub link. I would love if anybody wants to change commit some new changes into the website. I'll be accepting the PRs if you want to make it. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and I do hope that you learned something from this session. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Before we leave, I just want to make an announcement that today is 11th of October, and next Sunday on 17th of October we are coming back. As you know, there is a very we have a very great 30 days of Google Cloud going on, and I see in the community many people inside Heritage have been facing problems with Quick Labs. So next week I'll be coming back along with Dipanjan, and Dipanjan will show you hands-on because he's the Google Cloud facilitator for Heritage Institute of Technology. So he'll be showing you how to deal with Quick Lab, how to start your lab, how to finish it, how to understand the instruction step by step that is given in the Quick Lab while working in the Google Cloud platform. So yeah, that is the announcement that I want to make. And today's session was really wonderful. We saw live hands-on code. Our website was
Thanks.
deployed. It was put
Thanks.
on GitHub. And yeah, guys, Hacktoberfest is going on. So do
Yeah.
apply for
Yeah,
a
if you want to
PR,
do
and
credit
he will
PR,
be accepting.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
But
think
yeah,
so.
the
Fast
PR
has
should be
written a
valid.
README.
Yeah, the PR should be valid, not just changing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
review. Okay, because that's like spam. It becomes spam. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, guys,
So
so we'll close in. Today's was a very amazing session. It went on for like 1 hour 42 minutes. I'm really, really thankful to everyone who has stuck around for so long. Like it's almost 2 hours. So thank you, and thank you, Fez. It's been an
yeah,
amazing
yeah,
session, amazing day.
yeah,
Superb.
yeah. So
Okay,
yeah,
thank
thanks.
you. Bye.